Hello and welcome back to Vagante. This is the third video in what will probably be a series of four, showing you a bit about a different character that we've not seen before, the rogue. If you've not seen the previous couple of videos, Vagante is like Spelunky but not like Spelunky, and it's like a roguelike but it's not like a roguelike. And in the previous episodes I died a bunch. We talked about the bosses a bit and the procedural generation, and this time I'm going to be showing you the rogue, and hopefully trying to get to the end of the first world. So the rogue is a bit different from the knight, less survivable, the usual RPG tropes really. Starts with a ranged weapon, which the knight doesn't, and the four unique skill trees are acrobatics, which are kind of rolling and jumping and evading damage, archery, which just improves how you are with bows, like moving around and drawing the weapon faster, daggers, and shadow. I've never actually done... I did daggers very briefly. I've never done shadow because it never really seemed very useful, but they're all cool in their own way, obviously. So we're going to put a point into acrobatics. That lets us roll like this. While you're rolling, you can't be hurt by anything, and you can walk through enemies, or you roll through enemies, I guess, which is useful, but I don't use it, and we'll probably talk about why I don't use it at some point in this video. Like I said, I'm going to try and get to the end of World 1, so this is going to be hopefully slightly fewer risky strats than I did in the previous videos. For instance, we're not going to be doing the worm boss. We won't be fighting him, which you saw in previous videos. Simply because, in general, it's really easy to die, particularly as the rogue on that boss. That is a fairy. We mentioned fairies previously, but I don't think I actually survived with one. So this will be the first time you see it. We're gonna take a load of damage here, because that's just how I roll. Okay, did it. Right, now we can peacefully look at the shop. I'll talk about the fairy in a sec. So, sparkling gold ring, gold collector. I don't know what gold collector does, but that doesn't seem like a great ring. Potion of poison. I don't think there's any use for potions of poison, because you can't throw them, I don't think, yet. So the only possible use of it is to drink it, which is not great. Those gloves are quite nice. Improved archery and +1 dexterity, so we might get those. 59 gold. Other than spending at shops, there isn't much you can do with your gold. You can spend it at one particular shrine in exchange for kind of bonuses and tributes from the god, but it's not super useful overall. So, let's see where we can take this little fairy. It's kind of weird that I can see a room on the... Oh, sugar. I didn't mean to hit the fairy. You can see... Oh, well, I'll get her in a minute. You can see a room on the right here, but I can't see a way to get into it. Is this wall false? No, it's not. Okay. So the fairy's now cowering because I'm a terrible human being. When you're carrying the fairy, you can't take damage, you can't deal damage. She's really just a massive liability. But it's actually very hard to get her to the exit. But if you do, she gives you a health boost, which is really nice. Thinking about how I'm going to fight that boss, I'm going to leave her here, which hopefully will be safe. We are going to fight him, because he should be manageable, particularly with the ability to roll. Or at least I've had really good fights against him in the past. Just going to deal with his bodyguards first. He does spawn more of them, but I don't know. I've never had a fight with him where I haven't got rid of them. Oof, that was close. Ooh, miscalculated the damage on that guy. Okay. Oh no, he's going to throw me. Okay, this fight is not going well. There are ways to kind of cheese him if you can get him into situations where he doesn't want to jump out of. The AI's pathing is generally pretty good, but there's certain kinds of jumps that they just don't like making. So if you're very safe, you can kind of just keep jumping down, hitting a couple of times, jumping back up again. I think it's because there's like a block kind of in the middle of this area, and it's a 2-block high jump, which they can generally only make at the absolute extremities of their jump height. So that was an okay kill. He picked us up once, which wasn't great, but we got the kill in the end. So now we just got to not die. And we've got to remember to go back for the fairy, which I always forget. Okay, more gloves. What are we actually wearing at the moment? We don't have anything. So let's hope that's identify. Yes, it is. Grab walls. That's pretty cool. Now we don't need to buy those gloves in the shop, because this is probably better than the archery upgrade we were going to get anyway. Now, in order to open that chest on the right, I'd have to tank this arrow trap, which I would normally absolutely do, but because I'm an idiot and I've taken so much damage, I'm not going to on this occasion. This looks a lot like a treasure room. Freaking bats. There we go. Okay. Alright, not bad. Let's put on this tunic. Attackers will sometimes be poisoned, and a bunch of stats. That's nice. This shrine, I don't know whether I explained all of the shrines before. I used to think that you had to press up to identify the shrine. Actually, pressing up uses the shrine. So if you press up at this shrine, you just take a load of damage, and he might give you an item if you take enough damage. So not a great deal. Different shrines have different effects, obviously. Right, so let's backtrack, get a scroll, get a potion, get a dead barrel, and then the horrible fairy that we mercilessly beat. And then we can leave. I think that's level 1 done. Not bad. So that's going to give us a health boost, and a max health boost, and then the fireplace is going to reward us with some health as well. So even though I took a load of damage on that level, we're actually going to be almost back to full health by the time the next level starts. So that's great. While we're here, we're going to spend our second skill point. So, level 2 in acrobatics lets you jump off walls, which sounds really good, but I haven't found that it's amazing. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get a dagger upgrade, which gives us a little bit more damage with that. So that's okay. That's pretty nice. Okay, level 2. Keeping an eye out for the worms, because that will tell us what kind of boss is on this level. Okay, Potion of Speed. This guy has +3 Vitality, +2 Stability. I'm still not sure what Stability does. I have a feeling it's about whether you can be interrupted while casting spells or not. In any case, that's not amazing. Churl Ranger Uniform. Coins seem to heal injury. That sounds really good, so we might get that, and it's got a +2 to Dexterity. So we're probably going to aim for that, I think. But that's quite a lot more gold than we've got. And you can't sell items in this game yet. I assume they're going to implement it. So that's kind of a bummer, and it might take us a while to save up for it. There might not actually be enough gold on this level to do that. We'll have to see. Just dispatch him. You'll see in the top left there's actually a map displaying where we can go to next. And quite helpfully it marks places that we've seen but not explored as purple, so you can always tell if you have fully explored a corridor or not, which is really cool. I really like it a lot. The only problem with the map is I think actually the map is just a nice addition. Lots of roguelikes have them. I think it does show up again the procedural generation a bit. It shows the patterns in the levels more obviously. I'm sure there is a trap there. Yeah. It wasn't triggering, but jeez. Okay, that had absolutely nothing apart from a load of death, so I'm really glad that was there. Yeah, kind of you begin to see repeating patterns in the level layouts, which again I think is a weakness of the game. Which is not to say the levels as a whole don't feel similar, but you begin to see templates for sure. We're kind of exploring this one really badly. I haven't explored very thoroughly in some directions. Got a feeling the exit is this way, and that means I'll just have to go back, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to read that to get Blink, because Blink is quite good. In fact, I'm going to use Blink now to go back. Cool. Good. Lots of spikes I can heroically die on. I hate those bugs more than any other enemy in the game, I think, because they panic you into making stupid decisions like that to try and avoid taking damage. And then you take damage anyway, because the decision you made was stupid. So, ugh. Right, we're going to use Blink to get back through this wall. Awesome. Ooh, that was a big hit. Okay, excellent. So like I said, I'm going to avoid fighting the worm boss because I know I almost certainly am not strong enough to kill it, and it will probably just end the run. So I'm going to be nice to these worms. That is the exit. I feel like I should explore just a little bit more first. Maybe we get lucky. Actually, oh, I almost forgot. I have enough of that ranger uniform. What's the one I'm currently wearing? That's actually quite a lot of stats. Do I want the thing that it gives me? I think we will just make a run for it, because we've got so much gold that actually there might be something really good in the next level that we can take with us. We're on good pace so far. The ranger's fun because having a ranged weapon from the start makes a huge difference. You can do... There are lots of scenarios that as a knight you would have to run away from or tank loads of damage in. It's just he's not as good at taking out bosses because he really has such low defense, he can't take a hit. His weapon doesn't have as much reach as the knight either, like daggers are very, very small. You can see here, I have to be kind of almost in punching range. Wow, this is a horrible room. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, this room might just end the run here. Much like in Spelunky, you can kind of just walk off the edge of bits like this, but it's still very easy to die. Woof, that was a good fight. So you can see there how the roll really helped position myself there with all the enemies. And I have had runs where the rogue feels really powerful and invincible, but then I've also had runs where I've just rolled into spikes. So, oh great, a crossbow! I'd actually forgotten about those. That's good. I can show them off to you now. I'm going to equip that crossbow in just a sec. So I've dealt with this bat. No, he's decided to go back to roost. Okay, let's equip that crossbow. Not that. Oh, well, actually, that was lucky. That was incredibly lucky. That was an identify scroll, and this is cursed, so we're actually not gonna equip that. But that's okay. Crossbows are a unique kind of ranged weapon, where you have to prime them before using them, and then they're instant shot, so I don't have to pull the arrow back like this one, but you only get one. So it's a really nice mix-up for ranged heroes. Okay, Blink, we've got a book of Blink. Holy Kerchief, Death Protection. I like the sound of that. We might just buy that right now. High jump, speed, lightning resist. Let's take the death protection, please. I'll have that. I'm not sure what death protection means, but in this game there is the notion of just not being able to die, or at least not immediately. Knight actually has a holy skill tree, and the last skill in that skill tree allows you to come back from death. Which, it says it reduces your stats, which it does, but I thought it would just trigger once and then that would be it, but it actually seems to trigger multiple times, which really surprised me. I'm going to try and get a quick kill on this boss, and we did. Oof, that was good. So you can see how much stronger the rogue is, even with just 1 point in both of the combat abilities. I mean, that was a 16 damage crit, but I didn't even get a crit on the dragon. It's just that I attack so fast that it's really hard for him to get any attacks off. And some of the bosses can kind of be stun locked, which is a strange thing for a roguelike to have in some ways. But I really like it, especially given how action-oriented this game is. Okay, some potions and a ring. Let's have a look at the ring. It is lots of defense and stuff like that. That's cool. Let's take some of these potions as well. Potion of strength, potion of regeneration, that's good. Potion of defense. One of these is poison. I should probably stop pushing my luck. Right. Okay, that's that done. Boss number 3 is finito. We've got so much gold as well. This has ended up being a really good run. Not like the other one that I didn't record prior to doing this one. Okay, that's the exit. Oh my god, we have so much gold. This is unprecedented. Oof. So you see, I really should be rolling in these scenarios, but it's incredibly difficult to remember to roll because it's a combination of 3 button presses, and many of those buttons are buttons you wouldn't normally press in a fight anyway because they're things like walk, which is such a weird button that it's really only there to combo with other buttons. And in general, the control system does stuff like this that really annoys me all the time. Okay, this is the Shrine of the Light, which you can sacrifice gold to in exchange for rewards. And normally you have to sacrifice multiple times to get a reward from a god in a roguelike. So normally these sacrifices don't seem worth it, except the smith, because you often have loads of useless weapons. But I've actually got so much gold here that I'm gonna sacrifice to it multiple times. Let's see, number 1, number 2, number 3, and one more. Ah, so cheap. Okay, we only got heals that time. It can give out bigger rewards, I think, but we didn't get anything. But that's okay, we're going to go into the next world with full health, and since we've gone through this in such record time, I'm just going to check the pace. Yeah, 15 minutes. I'm actually going to show you a little bit of the next world, maybe just one level, just to show you the kind of difference that it gives. I'm going to take Vitality to make sure I can actually survive through it, and then I'm going to just sit down at this fireplace. So each world is split into 3 levels. We've just gone through the caves, kind of a dungeony area, and it's quite straightforward. The rooms, like the rooms, are kind of connected by corridors and ladders. They've all got solid walls. There's some water and some kind of unusual spike trap stuff. But I was actually, up until this point, I was really understanding how the game worked, and I was okay with it. And then I entered the world 2, and everything, like, nothing made sense anymore. This is a forest world. All of the monsters here are, like, considerably different to anything in the previous world. So those little guys I just killed are fairly straightforward, but these wisps here, when you get near them, they start to home in on you. They phase through all solid objects. They don't stop until they get to you. They take very strange paths, so they're really hard to kill. Managed to get that one. If you kill too many of them, this enormous wisp appears. It's not even a boss, I don't think. It just is an enormous bastard who wants to kill you. Even the regular enemies, like these archer guys, are incredibly annoying, and they do huge amounts of damage. Ooh, a smith. We can have that. We picked up so much useless weapons. We can drop all of them. Okay, he should give us something for all of this. There we go. Okay, it's a new bow. That's actually great. Let's equip that right now. 3 to 8 damage versus 2 to 6 damage. That's good. Okay. So the bosses here are so hard, I have never killed a single one of them. They're just... they're incredibly intimidating. I mean, I know that this is partly just because I'm not used to this world, but they're just incredibly difficult. And the architecture of this world is also very confusing. So you can see in the map on the top left that this area is way more open than the previous levels. Like, I'm kind of on the treetops now. Oh shit, that... fucking thief. That thing over there is not even a boss, but if it touches me, I probably will just die because it does so much damage. So... fucking spiders everywhere. Okay, we're gonna... oh, screw you, archer guy. Should you make a fool of me? Okay. Just trying to get 5 minutes to talk about this free world. Okay, we're gonna search for an alternate route. The only good thing about this world that I found so far is that almost every section has an alternate route through it, so generally you can find a way to bypass things like those piranha plants. However, as I say this, I'm discovering that that may not be the case this time. Alright, well, here goes. The run's probably going to end here. Let's do our best. Do I have anything that might help me? One of these is going to be a teleport, isn't it? floor phasing, eh? Might be able to use that if the worst case. Teleports. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted. Well done, teleport scroll. Good. Okay, so we're on the other side of that thing. Unfortunately, there's like 5 of these in a level, so that hasn't really helped us, but at least it's got us past this bit. You can see there's another one in the bottom right-hand corner. So let's... Oh, okay, this is the Big Wisp boss. I've never... This boss feels like it could at least be potentially killed, even though I've never done it, but we're actually just going to wuss out and run straight for the exit. Oh, there's a shop. Okay, we might visit the shop first. I tell you what, look, we've already got further in this run than before. Why don't we try and kill the boss this time, eh? This will be a first if it works. Ow. 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 Okay, I'm dead, but I've got death protection, so I'm actually coming back. Okay, doing some good damage. There definitely is a strategy, but oh Jesus, those things do so much damage. Wow. Oh, will it be enough? No, it won't be. Get fucked, Mike. No. There we go. Okay, well, you've seen the next world at least, so I'm pleased with that. We're gonna call the game's tip is just an ellipsis because it's so disappointed in me. We're going to call it there. Next time will probably be the last video. I just want to show you a bit of the mage and maybe talk about the game more in generalities, I guess. I don't know whether I'll show you this world because a mage will probably die here quite fast, but we'll see. But yeah, one more Vagante video after this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this one was fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.